Judas is widely condemned for his betrayal of Jesus. However, given that Jesus was already widely known throughout the area and indeed had confronted the Pharisees directly, why did Judas have to identify him with that kiss? What was the point? Was he simply identifying Jesus for the religious authorities? And if so, how does that constitute betrayal?
Okay, so I was just in that garden, I don't know what, 2 months ago. Dark, middle of the night. They've got flaming torches, flickering light. These guys are all bearded. You know, they could be wearing tunics, etc. The disciples are, you know, they're in one part of the garden. Jesus is in another part of the garden, etc. The authorities, the temple police, are not going to know basically who Jesus is. You can't assume that they knew who he was. With I think it is Joachim Jeremias in his book on Jerusalem says at Passover they could have up to 1 million people there.
Oh, okay.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
So don't think about it as, oh, he was in a garden. There's only you know 11 of them there. No. I mean, think of even if there was 500,000 pilgrims in the area, they slept everywhere, all over the hills, all over, waiting to observe the Passover festivities. It was a huge thing. So keep that in mind. So if you're going to go arrest somebody in a garden that has a parapet wall that's guarding that garden, because it's a garden of a wealthy person, and you're going to go into that garden through that gate, you're not going to know, even if you're Judas in the darkness, where's Jesus? Because they could have all looked similar. You know, the long beard, the brown hair, except Jesus has got a Nazarite kind of view about him based on number 6, grew his hair long, etc. So in the nighttime, he would have had to identify him to make sure they got the right guy. That's ultimate betrayal. Because he could have walked over and kissed Peter and said, "That's the man." But no, when they found Christ, he kissed him. To verify that is indeed who he was in the darkness, and then there was no doubt with the authorities of who they needed to arrest. So it was betrayal in the first order, because he's fingering him, as it were, in the darkness, and that's why he had to kiss him. Because you're talking, the olive trees don't grow very tall. They're pruned, especially even in the garden now that's in the Garden of Gethsemane. They're pruned very short so that the fruit can be picked. And so if this whole hillside is covered with olive trees, it'd be easy to not be able to see somebody in there. So this is how they identified him.
Okay.
Okay, make sense?
Yeah.